Good day, you beautiful people of YouTube. This is the Mad Marine here, and today we're going to be talking about your first AR build slash an M4 slash building an AR in 2020. And what a terrible time to attempt to build an AR or even buy one. Prices are through the roof, supply is limited, things are in stock, things are out of stock, things are on back order. And beggars kind of can't be choosers. So if you don't have any skin in the game, it's a terrible time to get in the game. But I'm going to help you out here. So if you could help me out, please like, comment, subscribe, and share these videos. It helps me to do more for you guys. So below, we're going to go ahead and talk about, or below in the description is a link. And in that link, it's a Google Sheet, has a list of parts and prices and other links to go to places to kind of build this rifle here. So what we're going to go ahead and do is go ahead and do the safety check. And of course the fantastic marker for quick shot, and I swear they need to start paying me. Anyway, as you can see, nothing in the chamber, no magazine inserted, nothing in the bolt face, and that barrel is not facing towards me, and we are good to go. So what we're going to do is go ahead and slap it, because that's all it takes, throw it on safe, and we're going to start the video, or start the build. So an M4, a little deceiving here. So M4s are actually, according to the military, a 14.5 inch barrel. However, most M4s in the civilian market are 16 inches. The reason why is, according to U.S. law, anything that is under 16 inches is considered a short-barreled rifle. Not to dive too much into that, but basically you can't have anything shorter than 16 inches. If you do, and it's on a rifle platform with a buttstock, not a brace, you have a short-barreled rifle. If you have a short-barreled rifle that is unregistered with the ATF, you can get up to 10 years imprisonment and a $100,000 fine. So, if you want an SBR, short-barreled rifle for short, do the proper paperwork, file it, and stay on the right side of the law. Eventually, I will show you a couple short-barreled rifles of my own. But today we're talking about the basic M4 build in 2020, how to get this for the least amount of money possible for you. Since we were just talking about barrels, I want to go over one very quick thing. The shorter the barrel, the less you're going to get in muzzle velocity. So one of the really big issues is if you have a 20-inch barrel AR, you could potentially get, depending on the ammo or depending on your ammunition, so depending on the projectile weight, the powder, weather conditions, and the manufacturer in general, everyone fluctuates a little bit, but you should be able to get about 3,300 feet per second in muzzle velocity. Pretty fast, faster than I can run. But with the same ammo, if you were to put it into a 16-inch like this, you'd go from 3,300 to 2,900 feet per second. So basically, for every inch gained or lost, you're either gaining or losing 100 feet per second. So something to consider. That's basically energy. How it relates to you depends on your usage, but just wanted to throw that real quick in there. So let's simply dive in and talk about this rifle. So what I have done is I have a Deltaunt upper parts kit, or rifle parts kit, and it came with this upper, and it did not come with this comp. It came with an A2 comp, which can be seen down here, and I'll show you. So I've gone ahead and removed that and upgraded it, but this is an A2 comp, and this is what most rifle parts kits are going to come with. Standard A2 Burge cage, and it works. It's decent. You don't need to replace it, but if you want to, go for it. So I've gone ahead and replaced it with this, and we'll talk about that at another later date. But anyway, you'll get the complete upper receiver, probably assembled. That's what you're looking for. A rifle parts kit is what you're looking for. Now what you'll also get is a lower parts kit with a buttstock assembly, and that'll come with this. And you're looking for that. And then the only thing else you're going to need to buy to at least get the rifle running is a lower receiver. So I bought this upper receiver parts kit for about $330 from Optics Planet. And if you check in the spreadsheet in the description, there's a code for 5% off. So, hey, saving you a few bucks at Optics Planet. Their shipping time does kind of suck sometimes. They're not the fastest shippers, and sometimes things are out of stock and they get back ordered and it takes a long time. But if you're willing to be patient, you can save yourself a little bit of money. $360 for rifle parts kit in this day and age is pretty good. There we go. Thumbs up. Not two thumbs up. Just we'll do one. So $360 for everything other than a lower receiver. Not bad. Rear flip up sight. This is actually a different one. I have another one on order, but I have actually gone with the UTG flip up rear sight. It is nothing to write home about, but it works. It does the job. Some people hate UTG. Some people love it. Some people, like me, just say, well, it works. It's okay. It's nothing glamorous, but it'll do the job. This is your first build. Your first build will not be your last build. I promise you. There's basically two AR type of people. The guy who buys an AR, never shoots it, puts it in their gun safe or in their closet, and never sees it again. Or the person who buys one and then goes down the rabbit hole and it's not their last one. So there's really about two types of AR people. So don't go crazy with your first AR build, but get your first one, see where it goes. The next thing we're going to talk about is the red dot. So the red dot is a primary arms red dot, and I really like this red dot. I think it's pretty good quality for what it is. The red dot is the SLX, and the one thing really cool about the SLX is, let's see if I can do it. See if I can get it in here. So right here, you see N3, N2, N1. These are night vision settings for the red dot. And let's see if I can even get the red dot going. But anyway, so that's the red dot. But if you switch it on to the night vision settings, voila. There you go. Nothing in here. It's because it's made for IR, light only. To find this in a $130 red dot is unheard of. If you know another red dot that's $130 that has 3 night vision settings on it, please send me the link. I'd love to know about it. That's really cool for a red dot for $130. Quality is on these things is pretty good, but the other thing is these come with a lifetime warranty. So primary arms, you break it, as long as you haven't totally destroyed it, I'm pretty sure they'll give you a pretty good warranty. Pretty good people at Primary Arms. So I think most of their products are pretty good. And for the price point on this thing, I don't think you're going to be able to beat much anything else. If you got anything that you feel does beat this optic, please throw a comment in there. I'd love to check it out and find out more about it. But if you can find something that beats $130 and this, let me know. It's a 30 millimeter tube, by the way, so it has a decent field of view. The other thing I have on this is a very cheap UTG, again, folding mount. So for whatever reason, if I need to throw the optic to the side, I can. If I wanted to use the rear sight, pop it up, boom, we're good to go. Can get into the fight now with iron sights. So there we go. And I can still not lose my zero, and I can use my iron sights for some odd reason the red dot goes down. The other thing I would recommend when using any type of optic, you always want to have some type of backup sight system or iron sight system. The other thing you also want to do is make sure that there is a quick release function like there is on this one. And if for some odd reason this thing goes down, takes a hit, whatever, I can take it off and voila, I'm good. And go to my irons if I want, not use the release, and now I can throw it back on. And my zero's probably not the greatest right now, but oh well, showing you guys. So that's the red dot and the side folding mount and the quick release mount. So again, I was talking about the $5 Optics Planet thing, or 5%, sorry. And the code is actually 5, the number 5, and off. So it's also in the Google Sheet in the bottom in the description, so feel free to check that out. Another thing you're going to need is magazines. Now, there's a couple different mags you can go with, and I'll talk about them very briefly here. One is GI mags. These GI mags should be about $6 to $10, nothing crazy, right? Sometimes you can usually find them for $5. Unfortunately, I made a mistake and grabbed the Primo Colt mag here. I don't know how well that's coming in. And do not buy Colt mags. They're not worth the money. These will cost you $15 to $30. You're paying for the name. They're not any better. It's just something I had laying around. Your standard Magpul mag, the PMag 30, 556, the Generation 2. These are going to run anywhere from like $10 to $15. If you're paying more than that, you're overpaying. These work good. My only complaint with them is that if you're putting them in a magazine pouch, do you see these lips right here? These are fat. You don't want these fat lips right here. Because if you look to the GI mag, it's very flush. Now if you have them like this, let's see if we can show the gap. There's a nice big gap. Well, if you have the lips on this one, it's even bigger gap, and they don't fit in the mag pouches real well. But other magazines, like other GI mags, or this one, it's a Troy Battle Mag, and I really like these. And these are anywhere from $6 to $15, depending if they're on sale. And I've really had a lot of good luck with them. Some people said they haven't. So, you know, I'd buy one or two and see how they work for you. And if you like them, buy more. But see how flush that is? They fit really well. There's no gap between. I would prefer these. Now, the PMags are fantastic for the range. They definitely can handle a pretty tough beating. These things have been beaten and tested really well, so I wouldn't worry about quality over that. Just a couple of things that I'd nitpick about. But you do you. The next thing I want to talk about is ammunition. Ammunition is insane right now. Terrible time to get into the gun world, but hey, you're here for a reason. So right now, new production brass ammunition is running about 44 cents a shot. That is insane, because it should be down to like 25, maybe 30 cents a shot. So if you got to pay the money for brass, pay the money for new production brass at 44 cents a shot. I will attempt to find some links for you guys for ammunition, and maybe that'll help you out. The other thing I would strongly encourage you is no reloads. Please, please, please do no reloads. And the reason why is there's this fantastic round, and I say that with a lot of sarcasm, called 300 Blackout. And my personal preference on 300 Blackout is I don't like it. One of the biggest reasons why, if you were to put a 300 Blackout round in here, it would be very easy to do because it's just a shorter 5.56 casing that's been chopped down a lot of times, or new brass will fit in here, and it takes the same magazines. So you put a 300 Blackout round in here and put it in your AR, fire it, it's going to blow up your upper receiver, your barrel, your bolt face, and I'll show you that here in a second, and your charging handle. So your barrel's going to be ruined. The bolt face is this. That's going to be ruined. The extractor and ejector are probably going to be ruined. The firing pin's probably going to come flying back out, so that's going to be ruined. Cotter pin is going to be ruined. By the way, never, ever, 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 ever shoot an AR without a cotter pin. It is very, very dangerous. You could hurt yourself or potentially have a huge failure in your gun. So this is one part, AR cannot fire with, there's very few parts missing on an AR that you can fire safely with, but this is one that you absolutely must have to fire this thing. You'll do it once and you won't do it again. You're also going to break your charging handle. Now these aren't terribly expensive. These are like $10, $12. So if you break this, it's not the end of the world, but you know, really don't want to blow up your gun. So essentially you've destroyed at least about $200, $300, essentially a whole rifle parts kit for the most part, except maybe your lower. And I have seen people bend lower receivers firing 300 Blackout out of a 223 5.56 AR. So I don't recommend reloads. The quality is usually poor. You can get a squib load, which is basically where you fire a round and it doesn't have enough energy to leave the barrel, and then the next round loads and you fire it again and does the same thing. Blows up your barrel, blows up the bolt face. It's bad. You can get hurt. I don't think I've ever heard of anyone dying from this, but I have seen people be hurt by it, and it's not a pretty sight. So please, 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 no reloads. It's not worth it. I would recommend, if you have no other choice, you've got to save the money, shoot steel. Now, there's a few people who just had a heart attack, and I'll tell you why I'd shoot steel over reloads. Steel almost never has squib loads. Steel will not have 300 blackout. The worst thing you're going to have for a steel round is the casing gets stuck, and you can then will have to either mortar it or punch out the casing. That's the worst case scenario for most steel. The only downside of steel is it's more dirty, and it will cut down the life of your barrel in half. Now, if you have a barrel will go 20,000 rounds and you cut it down to 10,000, how many people shoot 10,000 rounds? Most people I know don't shoot 2,000 or 10,000 rounds to the rifle. If you have a 10,000 round life barrel, then you've cut it down to 5,000 rounds. Most people don't even shoot 5,000 rounds. There are very few shooters that shoot, a couple thousand rounds. I shoot about 1,000 rounds in most calibers I own. So, a year, and that's a year. So even if I shot the steel through this, and it had 10,000 round life barrel, and I shot it at half the life with steel, it'd take me 5 years to just kind of ruin the barrel. And even once I've ruined the barrel, I've only just ruined the accuracy. It's going to just be a wider shot group. So it's not the end of the world. So I would shoot steel over reloads any day of the week. I don't recommend Tula because it does tend to be a little underpowered, and you may have to mess with your buffer weight. So I don't recommend Tula, but Wolf should be fine, or even some other manufacturers of steel should be fine. One of the things is you can always upgrade this AR as you go. There's no reason you can't. You want to put a new pistol grip on it, like I have? Go for it. You want to put a new stock? Go for it. New handguards to be all fancy? Go for it. New compensator? Go for it. You can even knock off the front sight post, put a low profile gas block, change the D-rings out, and put a free floating handguard on it. You can always upgrade later, and in most cases it's actually cheaper to upgrade than it is to just go all out. But that's up to you. You do you. Again, one of the things I would recommend, if for some reason you decide you want to use an AR or anything that you're going to use as a home defense weapon, I strongly encourage you to use light. Excuse me. Now, one of the reasons I recommend using a light, aside being able to blind the crap out of anyone, is you can see exactly what your rifle is pointed at, what you're aiming at, and what you're about to shoot. There are too many people who accidentally shoot a family member or somebody else in their home that they think is an intruder but isn't, all because they really can't see. They just see a silhouette. A light is going to fix that. Promise. It's also going to blind the crap out of anyone in your house, whether good or bad. Blinding the crap out of somebody is okay. This is a temporary fix. I can now see the 2 times I've done it in this video so far. So get a light. I really like this TLR1. This is the HL, so it has 800 lumens, but the TLR1 will fit on like Glocks and all the other pistols for the most case. But you can also Picatinny rail, attach it to your AR. So I strongly encourage, if you're going to use a weapon for home defense, whether it's shotgun, pistol, rifle, slingshot, crossbow, please, please, please get a light for your weapon. It'll be worth it, I promise. So, again, your first AR is not going to be your last AR. If you need any help, if you have any questions, comments, or concern, you can email me. You can find that email in the description below. Again, please like, comment, subscribe below. And again, there is a spreadsheet in the description with the parts, the costs, and the links. Until next time, signing off. Sorry for the length of this video. I promise they will get better and hopefully not quite as long as time goes on. And have a great day.